All right guys, so we're back with video number 4 with Bill from Millennial Coons. Don't forget, if you haven't checked out his bait, head over to his Facebook page, Millennial Coons. Why can't I say this right now, dude?
It's all
Millennial
right.
Coons. That's all right, you're getting lots of promotion. Millennial. Go over and check out his Facebook page, Millennial Coons. Anyway, we ain't talking coon shrimp tonight. We're gonna talk about how we get this setup that we explained in the first videos, how we get this actually out into the water to fish it. And what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna use, this is my 22-foot Umpqua Marine, but you can use anything. A kayak, that's all you used to ever use, right?
Yeah, kayak, my little boat.
What do you got, little 15-foot smoker craft or something? Perfect little boat to do it. Anything that you can use to get it out there. And what we're gonna do is Charles is gonna run the kicker to run this out, and then Bill's gonna tell him where to drop it, and Bill's gonna kind of explain the line counter and the different reasons as to why we do that. So Charles, why don't you start kind of running that out? So as you can see guys, he's got the brick just sitting basically on the back of the boat, and he's just gonna run that out backwards. And talk about what you're doing here, Bill.
So right now I'm just letting out line, slowly keeping it pretty tight though, so that everything stays straight and stays where I want it.
And you want to try to keep it up off the water. That's another important reason having the long rod. You know, keep it up off the weeds. Sometimes when you're doing this, there's a lot of weeds floating down and crap like that. Your wobblers can hook.
Yep.
So Bill makes sure he keeps his rod in the air, pressure on the reel.
Yep, watching my line counter, seeing the spot that I want to hit. We're about there, so I'm going to put my hand up. A little communication to Charles there, and he'll shoot upriver. Right now I'm just thumbing it, just to keep the pressure on. And then as he drops it and gets everything straight, I'll let line out again until it hits bottom there, the float sink. Now I'll click it over.
And then that's where you're gonna put it in your rod holder. And the reason we have this line counter reel, so we're using the Okuma Low Pro cold water. And the reason we use a line counter is, say you run it out to 150, right? You get a fish. Then your buddy runs it out to 275 and he gets a fish. If you didn't have a line counter, you would not know, you wouldn't be able to remember the different areas that you're dropping it, and you couldn't pattern the fish as easy. Also, it helps you find the fish. You know, I've been plenty of mornings out there where me and you were like, all right, dude, we drop one at 150, one at 170, one at 190, one at 260, right?
Find them and then I'll swarm that area.
Exactly, so we find the fish and then you can really load up on them with 5 buddies on the beach running 18 freaking 3 wobbler setups. You can see how quickly this becomes extremely effective and why so many guys do it, even when we have a big nice boat. You know, I don't care that I have a big nice boat. Do I love my boat and do I have to use it to do this? Absolutely, but this type of fishing
extremely effective.
Is so effective. And there's areas to do it where you can get away from the boat guys and not be in their trolling lanes and still catch fish. Absolutely. It's an awesome way to catch fish. Now show them what you do with the rod after you kind of drop it, and then you're gonna put it in the rod holder.
So what I'm doing here, I'm gonna come over to the rod holder. I'll set it in here, he's just dropped it. It's all set. Now I don't have much of a line angle here. My rod's pretty light, so if I get a hit, there's a lot of space there.
Yeah, a lot of, just too much slack in the line, right?
Exactly, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna load that up. So I'm just gonna kind of pull a line down lightly as I feel tension on that rock, and I'm just gonna turn my spindle here. It's loading that rod up. What that's doing is it's getting all the slack out of all that 18 feet of mono filament that you have out there, and really tighten it all up. That way when a fish hits it and breaks the rock off, it kind of springs almost like a hook set when you go to get to the rod if you're not there in time.
And sometimes it literally does. It will spring and hook those fish for you.
Exactly.
But usually it doesn't happen that way because I'm quick and I get to the rod before everyone.
So yeah, we're just loading it up here.
So talk about, this is a cardinal mistake, right? So boom, your rod gets hit. What do you do now? It's getting smashed, and you say you're down the beach, do a little reenactment of what's gonna happen. So that is the key right there. When you set the hook on these fish and you pull that rod out of the rod holder, make sure that you run backwards with the rod and break that rock, because you got to get a nice quick snap to get the leader to break on that rock, so then you're just fighting the fish and you don't have the resistance of that rock pulling the other direction. All right, everyone, so that is basically the whole setup when it comes to rigging these wobblers. If you have any questions at all or anything like that, feel free to put them in the comments below. And make sure you tune in to video number 4. We're gonna talk about scents and kind of our favorite scents and what we've seen to be effective when we're doing this in the fall. And we might give you a little summer tips too, because we are still kind of in that summer mode. So there's some scents that I like to specifically use in the summer when the beginning of the fall run kind of starts up in August. So make sure you guys tune into video number 4. Make sure you subscribe, and please share this out there. Put this on your Facebook feeds, Instagram, all the different areas. Go check out Bill at Millennial Coons. Tune in tomorrow, video number 4. We'll see you on the river.